Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's video I'm going to be doing a tag video, and this is the reading habits tag. It's on my list to do like for a really long time, but I'm finally getting around to it. I wasn't going to film today, and I'm feeling like pretty casual with like my no makeup on, this is my no makeup look. And I have like super fuzzy hair, so if I keep messing with my hair, I'm sorry, but it's like super soft and fuzzy today, and it's kind of like driving me crazy, but just feeling kind of casual, relaxed. It's actually just a super like sunny day out, and so I thought, well, I know we have a big snowstorm coming, so it's about to get real dark for the next few days, so I'm like, well, I might as well pop on and get a video filmed, and why not do this tag video? So I think there's 12 questions in this tag, and then I will be tagging a few of you as well, so be sure to check the description box below, because I'll be tagging some of you on there. But yeah, let's hop into the question tag. One is, do you have a certain place at home where you do your reading? I don't really. I do most of my reading at my desk. I just put my Kindle or my book on my desk and I read in my chair, in my desk, at my office. I'll sit on my couch to read, but I guess this is like one kind of habit. I like to sit on like the arm of the couch instead of sitting like on our nice big long couch. I sit on the arm. I don't know why, but I just do. Question 2 is bookmark or just a random piece of paper. I usually always use a bookmark simply because I have so many bookmarks. I get sent bookmarks like with every book I get sent a bookmark, and a lot of authors will just send me bookmarks and packages and stuff, so I just have a ton of bookmarks, so might as well use them up. Question 3 is, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop at like a chapter or a section break? And that question really does make me smile, because I have to wait till the end of a chapter or at least a section break, but really I prefer to end at chapters versus section breaks. But sometimes if I know the book has really long chapters, I'm okay stopping at section breaks. But yeah, that's really funny. No, I can't just like stop reading. And my husband sometimes will be like, dinner's ready, and I'm like, okay, just wait. I just gotta get to a good stopping point. Question 4 is, do you eat or drink while reading? Yes, and I don't know if that means just like casually reading, but yeah, if I'm just reading and eating a snack, I will. But I do read while I eat meals. Like I eat breakfast and lunch by myself, and I will read while I eat. I don't know what else I would do. I've always read while I ate. Yes, from a young girl, I always have. Like obviously if I'm having dinner with my husband or something, I don't read a book. But other than that, I will always read. And like sometimes, usually when I'm feeling like eye strain, which I can have a lot because I stare at a computer for so long every day, sometimes if I'm feeling eye strain, I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to read at the meal. I'll like turn the TV on or something, but even the TV just bores the crap out of me, and I can't stand just sitting there at the table eating, staring into space. Like, what are you supposed to be doing? Ugh. Number 5 is a multitasking question. It's, do you prefer to read music or watch TV while reading? Mine would probably be watching TV. I don't usually just like randomly listen to music unless I'm getting ready, like doing my hair or makeup or something. Then I'll listen to music. I will also be reading at that time too. But a lot of times, like especially if like sports games are on or something, I'll go out and watch the TV but read. Like a lot of times I'm like, okay, I'll read one chapter and then I'll put it down and I'll watch like 1/4 of the game, and then I can read another chapter and watch 1/4 of the game, because otherwise I'd literally read all day and not stop. Number 6 is one book at a time or several, and I typically will only read one book at a time, but I say that because I read one book at a time, and I've said this on my channel before, but because my review schedule is so busy, typically every single book I'm reading is for a review, and a lot of times I'm on deadlines, I have schedules, I have to post my review on a certain date that I've promised to post on, so I don't have time to just like read for fun. But so I'm reading a book that I'm reviewing, but usually at the same time I'm reading a query, I'm reading a manuscript for my publishing companies, I'm reading books for authors that I'm going to work on their marketing for them, you know, so I'm typically reading several books at once, but for my one book that I'm reviewing, I will only read that one, because then if I start bringing in more books, like, it's just going to be too confusing. So that's my answer. Number 7 is reading at home or everywhere. I mean, really everywhere. I would say I do most of my reading at home, but I will never leave my house without my Kindle. And this is the reason why I really enjoy Kindles versus paperback or hard copies, is because not only is it so much easier to bring, even though I have a very large purse, it's always filled with stuff. So to be able to just slip my small Kindle in there is very helpful instead of a large book. But then it's also just easier no matter where I am to be able to pull it out. Like, I used to get manicures, like every 2 to 3 weeks I'd go get a manicure, and I can just set my Kindle on my lap, and I only need my one hand to flick the pages while the one hand is being worked on. And yeah, if I'm going to a doctor's appointment, I know I need to wait in the waiting room, my Kindle will be there. I'm getting my oil changed, I bring my Kindle, it goes everywhere with me. 8 is reading out loud or reading silently in your head. I typically will read silently. Usually the only times I read out loud is if I am like proofreading a book. I tend to at some point read out loud, just because I think it helps me make sure that I haven't missed anything. So that's usually the only time when I read out loud, otherwise it's silent. Number 9 is, do you read ahead or skip pages? No, I typically never read ahead, and it's so funny because my mom does, and I'll be talking to, my mom's a huge reader too, and we always talk about what books we're reading, and she'll be like, oh, I started this book, but I read the back first, so I know what happens. And I'm like, how do you do that? How do you do that? But that's the way she is. That's her system. It's what works for her. I'm not able to do that. The only way that I will skip pages is if a book is not catching my interest. Like I said, my review schedule is so busy. When I tend to not enjoy books, I read them slower, or, you know, I find myself not picking up my Kindle as much, and I can't take 4 days to read a book. I need to read books in 1 to 2 days, 3 at the most. So I can't go any longer than that. So a lot of times I'll skip pages, or I call it speed reading, because I don't just like blindly skip, like, oh, I'm just not gonna read this chapter. I'll just speed read through it because I have the ability to speed read. I don't know if that's an ability or what, but I can speed read, and so that's what I'll do if something is not keeping my interest. But I never want to just stop reading a book, because I get so worried. Like, I always make myself read at least 20% of the book, and the Kindle is very nice because it'll tell you what percentage you're in. Once I get to 20%, if it's just not working for me, then I'll allow myself to start speed reading. But I get so worried, like, what at 70% something crazy happens and I missed it because I just put it down. Like, I will never just stop reading a book. I can't do that. Number 10 is breaking the spine or keeping it like new. I usually break the spine on my books because, I don't know, I just, especially with, well, you know, obviously with paperback books, like, I just need the pages to be flat. I don't know what it is, so I'm constantly like re-breaking the spine so the pages are flat. Does anyone else do that? Like, it drives me crazy when they're not, and it like hurts my hand to have to hold the book when it's not. Oh, does anyone know what I'm saying? I feel like that sounds really weird, but it's so funny because I remember at one point, when I say I'm a huge reader, I'm totally not kidding. I remember like going to Walmarts and stuff with my mom when I was a little girl, and my mom is one who takes like forever to shop. Mom, if you're watching, you know, she knows. I mean, it's no secret. She likes to look at everything, and when I would go to like Walmart with her, she would go out to look at everything, and I would go. They had a huge bookstore in Walmart back in the day. I don't even remember what bookstore it was. But I would go in their bookstore and read, and I got in trouble once because I would be reading the books in there, which, you know, I guess technically is stealing, but, you know, when you're 8 years old and you want to read, I don't feel like that's the worst thing in the world to be doing. But I did get in trouble once because I would break the spines, and then they're like, well, you know, we can't really resell the books because it looks like it's a used book now. And so when I would go back into Walmart or any other places where I would read, like while waiting for my mom to shop, I would be so careful to make sure not to break those spines. So it's just like a random memory that sticks with me. Number 11 is, do you write in your books? I don't typically write in my books. A lot of times I will take notes when I'm reviewing books, but I always have like, well, I mean, right now I have 3 notebooks by my desk. I'll always have a notebook by my desk, at least one, usually more. but I will keep notes in that. But I don't typically write in my books, and I think maybe it's because I give a lot away. Like whenever friends come over or family, I'm always like, hey, pick a book from my bookshelf because it's too full. I can't fit any more books on it. Or I give books to like the half-price bookstore, or just donate them to Goodwill, or I give them away. So I don't want to write in them just because a lot of times I don't keep every single book that I have. So no. Number 12 is who do you tag? And of course I tag everyone who is watching this video. I would love if you were to answer this. I will be going through and tagging some of you specifically as well though. So again, like I said, be sure to check the description box because I will have a few friends tagged. Alright guys, so that is everything for the reading habit tag. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. I just wanted to take advantage of the sunshine, which is rapidly dropping as I've been filming this video. So I'm glad I popped on quick to make a new video for you guys. Hope you don't mind my casual attire and appearance, but hey, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Like I've said, be sure to check the description box. I will be tagging some of you out. I really try hard not to tag you if I've seen you've done it, so I'm like go to your channels and go through your videos trying to make sure, but I know, I'm sure sometimes I re-tag people who have already done it, but this was a really fun one because it brought up like fun memories at certain points. So that was, I think that was a good tag to do. So I hope some of you book lovers do it as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe before you go, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.